Yo, if you ain't first, you're trash. Oh, hey, Trash, what's going on? What is going on, Bib Trash? What is up? What is up? Welcome in, everybody. I think I should just get to slaying as fast as possible and not waste any time. That's what I think. Just got to move one last thing around. Sure, let's go. I mean, I feel like, let's see. Think. What do I want to do? Now, I have no skillers in my inventory. Let's do Chaos. Just P3, though, because I have no skillers. Wanted to get some more magic find up to help the teammate finding, you know? Actually, P3 is almost not fair, to be honest. Even with no skillers. The main thing, the skillers, it does obviously hurt the kill speed, but it kind of hurts the survivability a little bit on Energy Shield, where you're minusing, where you're absorbing less of the damage to your Energy Shield slightly. Boy, this isn't even fair. Maybe I do need to turn it up to 7. We'll finish the one run at least, but jeez. What's going on, Smolps? Crip, what's going on? G-Stacks, Lucky, Marty. I ain't a nerd, you're a nerd. G-Stacks, what a legend. Welcome in. Yeah, we slaying. Ooh. It's first day of NFL Season 2. G-Stacks, I know you're happy about that. What's going on, Mr. Unknown and Wicked Ball? What is up? What is up? Yeah, you know what? This is it's going pretty easy. P3. I think I might just leave it actually. Just so easy. Nice casual day. I wasn't planning on streaming today, but finished the video up. I was thinking about maybe working on another video, but then I decided not to, and then here we are. Wicked Ball on both platforms like a legend. I wish that there was no good Terror Zones lineup for today too. So we're going to be doing a lot of normal areas, and then the last like half hour of stream I can hit up a TZ Arcane Sanctuary. I'll go after Diablo anyways. I was thinking about skipping him since there's no teammate opportunity, but we'll do it anyways. Mop says, big fan of the TZ Arcane Sanctuary. Yeah, Arcane Sanctuary. I haven't ran it in a minute because I haven't been doing a ton of Nova. Okay, good job, Phil. Kind of wish I could do a full hour there, but oh well. Wadib, welcome in. Legendary Soul Rune. Ooh. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab that. I was meaning to, for the last years, I haven't been worrying about my insights at all, and I figured, why don't I go ahead and just re-roll all these things and try to get better meditation aura. It is pretty shocking that I made like 20 insights before I got one with 17 med on it. Not that I don't really care too much about it, but might as well, right? Might as well. Don't forget, YouTube, hit that like button for me. Much appreciate it. So yeah, I drafted another fantasy team yesterday too. I know not everybody's an NFL fan, but maybe we'll take a look at that today. You guys can critique my draft. Hockey draft, you say, huh? Not much of a hockey guy personally, even though I'm from Michigan. All the other sports kind of took themselves off of normal television, and that just kind of killed all the other sports for me. Now you have to have like some kind of paid subscriptions to watch them or whatever, and I ain't about that life. Grilled, what's going on? Welcome in, welcome in. No good. We'll go after Big D anyways here. Playoff drafts, huh? So hockey playoff drafts for, I guess I don't know what you're talking about necessarily. Vikings taking the division, huh? I would be surprised about that. If that happened, I would be surprised. I'm gonna be honest there. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Garrett. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. In my expert opinion, very expert at that, I might say so myself, it's gonna be the Lions or Green Bay, one of the two. Not just like the Parsons trade either, but Marty says it's the Bears. Yeah, see, a bet on the Bears would mean that you are convinced that Caleb Williams is actually not a bad quarterback, which would be surprising. Doing some boring stuff at home, Grilled says, gotcha. Yeah, hopefully, appreciate you. Hopefully I do find something GG today. Always more exciting streams when I actually find something, huh? Yeah, that's what I was watching a podcast, Marty, earlier. That was it was like, say 3 words that about this team that you think how their season's gonna go, or describe how it's gonna go, and it was like Badgent week 8 or something like that was the guy's 3 words. Oh, I guess we'll go with it. Bash charges Smulps. You see that? Tyler Badgent, or is it Tyson Badgent? I can't remember. Something Badgent. So funny. Caleb Williams. Yeah, it was that same guy I was listening to. He was predicting that essentially Caleb Williams would be like Ben Johnson's downfall. He's like, get a young quarterback. Coach says he can make him better. Coach gets fired. Draft a new quarterback. Get a new coach. Coach gets fired. Like, that's the Bears circle. Remember, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. It's what I heard. That's what people tell me. Garrus is back at the end of the season to collect on that take that Minnesota will be taking the division. Yeah, I I don't see Minnesota's roster being as stacked as maybe some other people who like Minnesota more would view it as personally. Obviously Jefferson, good. Well, this will be the test. How much of a quarterback whisperer is O'Connell, right? The coach there. So because Sam Darnold got turned around, everyone's under the impression that it doesn't matter who he has at quarterback. And hey, I'm a Michigan fan, so I'm not like all hating on the quarterback instantaneously, you know, just because. But hard to believe that you know, a rookie who is sat out of football for a full year because he was destroyed leg, you know, is just going to come in and shred it, right? Maybe. Things happen. See, with him coming into this is another little thing. Why is it slipping McCarthy? If he came into the league, imagine he came into the league, refused to sign his contract, and sat out a full season without playing, so that he could try to get a better contract or something. People would be like, "Oh, he's out of practice. He sat out a full season for this and that, and all this because he sat out a full season." I would also agree, but because he was like injured, people aren't really viewing it as he just sat out a full season of football. You know what I mean? So I don't quite view it as like he's going to come in and be as good as like Goff was kind of somebody that people had given up on, or Darnold people had given up on, and they're like veterans that, you know, have the experience. But we'll see. Supporting cast average quarterback play. Yeah, it's not impossible, but I would put it as unlikely in my expert Lions fan opinion. Of course, talking football is always funny. When you're a fan of one team, when you're a fan of one team, and I'm a fan of a different one in the same division, calling to each other to beat each other. Yep. Here, while it's resetting, I just heard a really weird noise upstairs. I'm going to be right back in like 20 seconds. Sorry, my bad. So get this, right? I'll tell you what it sounded like, and then I'll tell you what I think that noise was. That kind of freaked me out. It literally sounded like a baby screaming at the top of its lungs, like inside my house. And not like a normal like cry. I'll tell you exactly what it sounded like. One time, I was putting the bike helmet on my daughter when she was like 1 year old, literally. And I took the clip and I accidentally pinched her neck. I felt so bad. But when something hurts a kid so much that for the first like 3 seconds they can't scream because it hurts so much, and then they let out that screech, that's what it sounded like. But what it turned out, what I believe it was a UPS delivery truck with the worst brakes I've ever heard. And also, I think it was probably just the way it echoed through my house and then down the stairs made it sound like a different tone, kind of, sort of, or maybe, I don't know. But either way, it kind of freaked me out. But anyways. No, I'm pretty sure there was a UPS truck in front of my house driving away, and then like 5 seconds later, I hear it stopping at like the next house or down the road a little bit, and it's this loud ass screech. But yeah, everything's okay now. T-Foss says that if the Eagles win tonight, they can make it to 500 all time. Well, guess what? The Eagles are about to be 500 all time. I'd be surprised if Dallas beat Philly tonight, but... Tifa saying that the sound I described is the same one I'll make when I find Teal's Might. Yeah, I don't think I even through like vocal training, I don't believe I could ever make the sound that I just heard. My voice does not go that high pitched. Ralroon. Legendary. Garrett says we can hate Green Bay together. It's all good. Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. I don't hate Minnesota. I just maybe think they're not as good as you do. But yeah, we can. Who doesn't hate Green Bay? Am I right? Marty, a Chicago's fan, hates Green Bay. Oh, Ginther's Riff Ethereal? No. Lions fan here, hate Green Bay. Minnesota fan, hate Green Bay. Scott asked, do I have a fire and a lightning Sorc? So I do have two sorceresses, but I also have one that I respec all the time into whatever build I want. And then I have another sorceress that is strictly built with gear on it one particular way, and I only use it for TZ Andy and TZ Meth. So yeah, this one right here I respec whenever I want to play a sorceress for a little while into that build, and I transfer gear over and, you know, make it the way I want it on single player here. Pathless says hates Green Bay. I knew you were cool. I knew you were. But then, Pathless, I went up and read your other comment, and now I did. Now I take it back again. Oh my gosh! Look at the density. Biglet says Texas here hates Green Bay. Oh yeah, I bet everybody that's from anywhere within 1,000 miles of Dallas hates Green Bay now too, right? G-Sexes likes Green Bay. You just do whatever everyone else says they don't like. If everyone was like, I like rare steaks, you'd be like, I like well done steaks. If everyone's like, I love printers, you'd be like, I hate printers. That's just what G-Sex does. F-Ware, Phillies fan, in my house. The non-drunk, non-violent, sensible ones. That's a rare breed right there. You're telling me Philly fans? A Philly fan that doesn't flip a car over and light it on fire? I almost don't believe it. I'd have to see video evidence of this. Oh man, we're doing a lot of Green Bay hate going on, huh? We're just kidding, by the way, Green Bay fans. We're just kidding. There's got to be somebody out there, right? Got to be somebody. Oh, Figley, you say you hate Dallas even more? Oh, gotcha.
Quickly re-enter games after saving and exiting. Is it hitting enter then? Thank you.
Skull Rusher, thank you for the 100 bits. So I have a macro that I use on my so I got a Razer mouse, and it comes with this software called Razer Synapse that you can change the colors and stuff on your mouse and do a bunch of other things. If you know what a macro is, that's what I do. I set up a macro, so I hit one of the side buttons on the mouse, and then it literally, it tells it to hit escape on the keyboard, hit the up button twice and down once, and then hit enter. It saves and exits. It goes to the front screen, it hits enter, and then it hits H, and then yeah. So I have a macro set up. If you want to see exactly how I got it set up, you can exclamation hands free, and the bot will put in a link for you. Or, you know, I feel like I described it exactly, but sometimes a person describing it and you seeing it is you know, different. So that's how I do it. Are some of the names... Oh, G-Stacks, you're right. The names are fixed. At the beginning of stream, they weren't fixed, and now they changed. That's weird. Well, hopefully we just got the update and they were like, oh my gosh, this is going over terribly. We need to undo that. This is great news. This is so great. They're like, this handle thing is going over terribly. We need to get rid of this. I hope. Boy, now they just need to get rid of this live chat, preferred chat, or whatever it's called, and then things will be better. Just go back to normal. So I don't understand why YouTube's so dumb. Like, why don't they just add in, like, just make rating as easy as it is on Twitch. Just make it that easy. Make the emotes so they actually show up in the chat above my head here, and for whatever reason they don't. Man. But yeah. Yeah, that is quite the mind bend there on YouTube or whatever. Noxious Agent, yo, welcome in. Where are we? Does it matter what level your character is when you do crafting? Yes, it does. Crafting is one of those things where it does matter. I only know specifically the level you need to be for crafting caster amulets to get 2 to skills. Yeah. So I think you're asking the one thing that I know. So, which I don't craft anything else. So if you want to make caster amulets so that they can, for sure, 100% every time get 2 to a character skill, 2 to Amazon, 2 to Sorceress, you want to be level 93 when you gamble them, and then every single one always will, and also craft with that same character. So yeah, be level 93, gamble them, and then craft with that same character. And every caster amulet you make should be able to get 2 to a character skill, and all the other good stuff on it too. Single player Ormus today, 15 light in Nova. It's interesting. Yeah, I went and looked and see. I either have never found one on single player, or I didn't keep it. I don't remember for sure, but I thought I would have found one because I mean the number of Ormuses. But old handle is back. I know, right? Everyone's super excited that it was crazy. Trash. It literally switched midstream. You know, literally. And hopefully it never comes back. Good God. But yeah, live chat, top chat thing is still there. Hopefully that goes away soon. But yeah. Am I still rocking that sweet rare amulet? Oh yeah. That thing. The GOAT. 210 lightning skills with 56 to lightning res. And the damage reduced down there too. To add on top of what you get here, and well, this is magic damage, but you get what I'm saying. Oh, didn't hit the thing. The crazy thing is I found that on single player so long ago. I found this amulet before they rebalanced Nova. Legit. I found that before they rebalanced Nova. To make it, like, viable again. So it was before the Energy Shield Nova Sorc ever existed. Like, in D2R. I mean, it existed, but you know what I'm saying. That's also how long I've been doing this Holy Grail. Which is sad. It really is sad, so. Bill's luck, everybody. Let's see. Salamir says been gambling and crafting on a mule and been getting crappy amulets, so I figured something was off. Oh, yeah. So when you craft, it both takes into account the item level of the item and the level of the character that you do the crafting with. Takes into account both of them. You can also get the amulets from Terror Zones, but it's more complicated to explain. I can't really explain it to you right now. It'd take too long. I do have a video that does the math and shows you that, like, let's say you have a friend that's level 90, like 99 or 98 or something, and you're like level 85 or something. You could actually grab Terror Zone amulets and craft with them, and they'll all get character skills, 2 to character skills. But those numbers right there, I just kind of like guesstimated. I don't remember the math offhand for sure, so don't quote me on that. But is Windforce actually of any use for an Amazon build? Yeah, there's people that still use Windforce. It's not highly used, but it is used. But there also is like faith and stuff too. Let me try to catch up on some of these. I'm getting so far behind, man. I'm struggling over here. 33 said he made his first Infinity. Now I understand how amazing it is. It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. A Lord Recoil got a Shaco off a Bale while leveling his friend the other day. Ooh. That's crazy. Every once in a while, actually, we were doing the same thing. We were doing Bale runs last season on ladder. And I was like reading chat how I do. I'm staring over here, not watching the screen. And I'm like, next game. And everyone's like, whoa, a Shaco just dropped. And I went back and watched a clip. And yeah, off a Nightmare Bale, a Shaco dropped. Someone grabbed it or whatever, you know, which is fine. It's fine with me. But yeah, it's crazy that Nightmare Bale Shaco. Yeah, I'm definitely F-Ware. I'll definitely be playing D2 after the Grail. I don't know what... I'm not going to make a plan right now necessarily what I'm going to do. Whether I'll, like... You know. The first thing I'll do is break all the speedrunner records. That's going to be the first thing I do, actually. And then after that, you know, after like a month, you know... That'll be done, and then I'll figure something out after that, but... Yes, that's a joke. Okay, just before anybody... That's obviously a joke. Hardcore speedruns? No. I do want to do some, like, speedrun stuff, though. Just to kind of set, like, personal best, and just to get better at playing through the game, essentially. But also, like, setting personal best, just to see how good I could do, or whatever. From my knowledge base now, and maybe learning some more stuff and see how that goes. But that's not like a long-term goal. What's left on the Grail? Tyrael's Might, and that's it. I've had every item on the Holy Grail, with the exception of the Tyrael's Might for, it's been almost 2 years now that I've only needed to find Tyrael's Might. Almost 2 full years of being a full-time streamer and YouTuber of playing Diablo 2. Yeah, I know a lot of other streamers play way more than I do, but still feel like it's been a while. Cody says, I thought it was 92. So, Cody, the thing with 92 is, even with level 92, when you craft, you have like a 80 or 90% chance of an amulet based upon the way when you gamble it randomly gives you a item level based upon relatively your character level. You still have like an 80% chance of it getting 2 to a character skill on it. But if you gamble at, or if you craft and gamble at 92, you have, you ever seen the caster amulets that get 95 character level required? You have a drastically lower chance, if not it's impossible. I can't remember for sure, but you have a drastically lower chance of it getting that 95 level required because the amulet won't be high enough to get. There's one of them's a super high mana leech roll, gives it 95 to a character level required, and there's something else I think too, but I can't remember for sure what it is. But you have a lower chance of getting that level 95 required if you craft at gambling craft at 92. Crash says I'm never finishing the Grail. Well, at this rate, you're probably right. See, where do we go here? Hokey Pokey, think you should try builds you wouldn't normally play, like all those melee builds. I mean, there's a lot of builds I do play. Like, I do that kind of all the time, sort of, kind of. Melee builds, I don't do them a ton, melee builds, you're right. I used to do more off-meta, but I've kind of been like, man, I just need to blast and find this Tyrael Smite already. So, yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's always kind of interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. If I wasn't 4 years into a Holy Grail, and 2 of those years I've only needed 1 item, and I have to farm high level areas, 85 areas, and farm as fast as you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would play more like Werebear Druid and like, you know, I don't know, other things. Blade Trap Assassin, you know, like, but I just wanna, I wanna find stuff, you know. Up Rib Cracker Whirlwind Barb, says Wishy. Yeah, it's a cool one. I've dabbled with it, just dabbled with the Rib Cracker. Yeah, Lord Recall. I did see that. I did see that. I could probably, honestly, I'm probably pretty close to being able to do every rune word. I mean, Ethereal Grail is just kind of nonsensical, sort of. Just kind of nonsensical. Like getting yourself like just all those items: Ethereal D-Web, Ethereal Templar's Might, Ethereal Cranium Bash. Well, Cranium Basher is indestructible, is it? Earth Shifter. Let's see, Ethereal Schaefer's, like Ethereal Death's Fathom. I'm definitely not doing that. I can tell you that much. But to be honest, I'm probably almost there on the rune words. No Ethereal Tyrell's Might, that is true. If I said Tyrell's, I meant to say Templar's Might. If I said Tyrell's Might. Scott DeLoof, yo, what's going on? C-Bot says, this is the year. Yeah, that's going to be my 2026 motto. This is the year I'm finding Tyrell's Might. Oh my god. This freaking item. You. Black Mane, come on! Crazy. Crazy. What's going to be longer? Lions win the Super Bowl or the Grail? I mean, Lions will probably win the Super Bowl first. Sergeant Stogie coming in with that Twitch Prime sub. Ooh. You know who's a true slayer? People who take that money from Jeff Bezos and give it to a poor, broke streamer in need. Thank you so much, Sergeant Stogie, for that Twitch Prime sub. He don't need it. Bezos does not need it. Dullard, welcome in. Hokey Pokey said it burns him out trying to do the most efficient farming all time. Yeah, I kind of get you on that. Video guides for ladder sorceresses. I got a few different versions. I definitely have one about Nova. I love like playing through the game as a full party on ladder and then respecking into Nova, or even you can go Nova on the playthrough, really. Starting Nova. I think I got stuff about like Blizzard and stuff too. I don't have the links on hand, but I'm not a billionaire streamer. Well, I don't want to admit that I'm a billionaire streamer, but I actually am. I'm actually rich. So Orlando, I'm just rocking P3. I didn't feel like turning it up to 7. Thought it might, because I wanted to have more magic find, and since it's a non-terrorized zone, none of the monsters except for the unique and elites and whatnot can drop Cheerl's Might, so. And we'll try one on 7, though. Why don't we? Because I don't have any skillers in there, because I have all those MF charms to get the MF up. Eth Templars is cool and has more uses. It is cool. I actually do have one of those, because I'm a beast, but I found so many Templars. No Corpse Fires runs with the Zerker. No, we're running the Nova Sorceress, so. Corpse Fire, gross. And the main thing is right there, the survivability of not having those skillers. You don't really think about that. You always think skillers more damage, which is true, of course. But not having, you lose a mana absorb from your energy shield by having less skills into it. By having like 7 less skills into it, it's like a lot. So yeah, and also a good offense. Best, what do they say? The best defense is a good offense. So yeah. Wear Waldo shirt. It's blue. Waldo's red. Come on. Toby said he found a almost perfect Crown of Ages. Still don't know where to use it. I feel like, isn't it people on hardcore use that on certain things? Like, if you really want to make sure you never die on a Hammered In or something. Like, I think I remember people saying, like, Double Bird, Crown of Ages, like, for hardcore, because hardcore, it's highly recommended you don't die in hardcore. Like, really, I couldn't recommend it enough to just make sure you try not to die in hardcore. I thought I had heard, I don't play a lot of hardcore, so that's what I'm saying people say, so. Fireball Sorc leveling, says Dullard. Yeah, definitely, I usually only use Fireball. Fire is strong on every character until, like, yeah, like Act 3 of Nightmare, you know, in my guesstimation. Yeah, Orlando, it's talking about for Nova, Sea Moon, Spirit, Griffins. Yeah, at the beginning of ladder, depending if you're trying to like build up value in a very standard way, even just like a Spirit Sword, Spirit Shield, just random 3 topaz helm or whatever random helm, you can really just like, you can slam the Countess, since the Countess actually drops more runes, more quantity of runes on players 1 than on higher players counts. So good God, it's like the GOAT for just like consistent value, and then hopefully you get lucky on like a pack on the way down or something and pop a high rune or something, right? So Pokey, big fan of Fireball Hydra. Okay, you have 1 passive, 1 active, like damage source essentially. Yeah, it is. That one is pretty wreckage for especially other places, of course, too. Stony Tombs. Ooh.
Not even death can save you from me.
DP up a minute ago. Never a bad time to slay, am I right? Never a bad time. Ooh. Yeah, Toby, you said that Crown of Ages you found on softcore. Yeah, I mean, you can still use it for the same thing if you want to make sure you don't die, but that's what I kind of never use Crown of Ages either. I did use one time for something. I forget what, though. I forget what I was doing. Maybe I was running Ubers on like a frenzy barb or something, and someone's like, "Try this. Just get get the resistances up. You got the damage or something." I forget exactly how that went. For some reason, I stuck some stuff in some Crown of Ages. I forget what. Cool story, bro. But yeah, is Jameer Gibbs any good? Yeah, dog. Uh-huh. Three rails for a lightsaber, says Lord Recoil. Yeah, rails are definitely worth something. I'll be honest, you probably could have traded 1 or 2 rails for a lightsaber, probably. But I mean, you can always find more rails, right? So. I forgot this was actually on player 7. It's not even much harder, to be honest. He's 7-3. A little bit slower, but. This will be the 3rd year you got Gibbs on your team. Nice. And I assume you just go get your guy. It's not like a keeper or a dynasty or something. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, he's good. He's good. And I could only imagine, unless he gets injured in some way, which I don't think you can count on. Ooh. Hold up. We know what this is. I mean, we just know. SOJ. I'll try harder next time. I'll try harder. What does that mean? That he's a K? I don't get it. I don't know what that means. Oop. Oop, oop. Get. Oh, my battle orders ran out too. I'm just trying to get taken out here. Bill with the Thursday stream. Yeah, I switched it up, did the video earlier, and then I was like, I could work on another video. Or I could stream. Because then I'm going to stream tomorrow night too. So I have like all day tomorrow to work on videos of whatever I want to do, so. Decided to go ahead and hang out with y'all here today. Good God. Let's see. Players 8 Diablo. Hard pass. Be like a 8-minute Diablo kill. Pretty good Nagel that other one was. Yeah, I definitely 4 or 5 years of Nagel ring farming. I definitely have a bunch of perfect ones. So. Leon, Self Enigma, finished it up 10 minutes ago. Congratulations. Actually, I might leave it on players 3. I don't like worrying about dying every once in a while. Much rather telestomp large giant packs like that and just not even worry about it. Yeah, technically, if you never identify the unique ring, it could always be an SOJ. Unfortunately, could doesn't mean is, so unfortunate. My 2-quarterback roster is lame, says Jordan. Stroud, Daniels, Gibbs, Chase Brown, Igbuka, Terry. I mean, it doesn't sound too bad. Wide receivers are a bit light, but I mean, you never know. Running back's good. Quarterback's pretty good.
I can't carry you. I can't carry you.
You'll need that Colts tight end to be what a lot of people think he could be.
I can't.
Ooh, good old Geeds. Of course, I'm not even in a Terra zone. Of course, it's a Geeds guy. Of course it is. Perfect. Perfect. Reduced all vendor price. That's about it. That's all right. Forget about it. Biology prank, welcome in. Baker, Matt Baker saying YouTube did not send him a message that I was going live. Yeah, YouTube are little scumbags like that. The only true way to get notified anytime I go live or post a video, make sure you guys join the Discord. Link in the description or exclamation Discord. I believe the bot will put up a link or exclamation socials. Leave that. If you got notifications on for Discord, for every time I post a video or go live, it'll notify you, and literally you'll get notified before my computer actually has my stream live. You'll get notified I'm going live. So check that out if you're interested, or link in the description there on YouTube, by the way. What life to man it? So if you're doing an QV, I guess we'll go with. If you're doing an energy shield Nova Sorc, you put all of your points into energy. I didn't see my base value on life is 10. I didn't put no points. So if you're like respecking into it and you are doing energy shield Nova, just nothing, just no points into it. I guess this is up to 87 here, but if you're high enough level to get these relatively good energy shield and the synergy, you shouldn't put any into it. Bob said he got another unique sacred armor earlier. Templars number 6. Unfortunate. Chukonu. Jordan. That's the exact type of Geats it was, actually. From a minute ago. That's the exact type. Yeah, Toby said he'd rather find a Sunday than, or rather find a Geeds than a Sunday because he got perfect of all the elements. Yes. Well, same here, of course. That's what Sunder Charms are so unimpressive to find. Like, I'm using one here, but I, like, don't even need to, really. Sunder Charms are, like, kind of worthless, to be perfectly honest. Because if you have good enough gear to make up for the large negative that you get on Sunder Charms, while also, for a Sunder Charm to work at all, you need, like, a bunch of minus res. For them to... Because if not, you're only doing 5% damage. Whoop-de-doo, right? So if you have good enough gear to make up that minus res and stuff, like, you probably already can break immunities at that point. So Sunder Charms, pretty much all they did was, like, power creep the whole game. They just made super strong characters even stronger. Now instead of, like, the Infinity... like breaking the immunity, it brings that immunity down, and then the Infinity minuses it even more. Then the minus res comes even harder, you know, so kind of sketch. Except for physical Sunder Charms, that's a good point. Physical and magic Sunder Charms are still not that great, right? Physical Sunder good for Necromancer. I mean, Necromancers don't even need Sunder Charms. You already got, no matter what, you're either Poison, and then you have Corpse Explosion, which is fire and physical, or you're a Bone Necro, which is magic, damage and then fire and physical, or you're a summon necro that is physical and fire. So you're already dual specking anyways. It's not dual specking, but dual damage typing. So, like, I pretty much never use a Sunder Charm on a Necromancer. Personally. Up the spread on Sunder Charm, says Brad. I think I mean, none of this is going to happen, so it's just like what I think should happen or whatever, but I think the drop rates need to be cut down by like it needs to be cut by a factor of 10. And I kind of said this when they first came out too. They rain like candy, you know, and also just the way it's set up. It, like I said, it makes super strong characters even stronger. So energy, oh sorry, Warlock up here a minute ago. Our energy shield builds more gear dependent than Lizard Sorceresses. Kind of, yeah. Like if I didn't have really good gear at the beginning of ladder, I'll play through the game as a Nova Sorc. I'll be like the team's teleporter, staticer, Nova Sorc. I usually do max Vita for the first couple of days of ladder because you're not good enough to be able to survive. Like really what it is you don't have enough skill points to survive, to be honest, because you can't get your energy shield good enough. So Pokey Pokey, when am I starting my enchant demon machine Sorc? Because the other run I found that demon machine. I haven't played one for a little bit. I started a season as that. I found something and traded for the bow like on the first or second day of ladder and went into that, so. Toby saying the idea of Thunder Charms opening more builds. I don't think it really does open more builds. When you go on ladder and stuff, like you don't see any new builds. It's just all the builds are even stronger. All the same ones that everybody played before. Some newer builds got open with some of the skill balance things, Nova, Fist of the Heavens, but there's a person here and there, but there's essentially nobody that's playing like fire anything on ladder resets. Like after the playthrough anyways. In my experience, of course. Do you anticipate streaming that Moonbeast game on a full release? I mean, I'll probably try it. I'll try it out. Am I gonna switch myself to a full-time Moonbeast game streamer? Probably not. I mean, a game coming from Shank and Schaefer, like, I mean, come on. And is it Peter who? I think Peter Hugh. I forget how to pronounce that. Just H-U. But he also worked on D2, so back in the day. Yeah, hopefully they can keep it going because it's obviously like a small studio type of thing, so never know how things are going to go with that. Don't have an exclamation gear thing, Donald. I did. I got it linked on YouTube, but there's no in the description on YouTube. But Twitch doesn't have a description, so unfortunate. Brendan says, "Come on, G2R RNG, give this guy materials." I know. I need one. I need one. Skeletons couldn't kill the ghosts in the Countess Tower. I killed them so much faster with physical sunder, says Lord Recoil. Yeah, no, you should not be farming ghost packs with a summon necro. Usually the way that like I would come into here and clear everything out, anything that's immune to physical, you just end up getting it with the corpse explosion, the fire part of it. But yeah, farming ghost packs with a summon necro, I would highly not recommend. The main thing is you should just be doing something else. And once again, this is, you know, just my opinion, of course. You should be definitely doing something else. I'll recommend, let's see, what would we recommend? Doing Andy TZ at players 3 fast with around 290 or 390? 3 or 5. Yeah, there's not a ton of motivation, in my opinion, to do players 5 over players 3. I would say do the much more magic find at players 3, personally. I'm a kind of a believer in wherever I heard this from. Probably, I feel like it was probably Dabrowski way back in the day. But that the kind of an offline single player, the ones you want to do are P1, players 1, players 3, and then if you're really good gear, players 7. So I've kind of prescribed to that recommendation for, you know, my Diablo 2 life, essentially. Javazon really needs Sunder Charm? Boy, I use Javazon all the time before Sunder Charms. All the time. Yeah, like I said here, I have one here. I really kind of sort of don't even need it. And like, I usually don't even use the Sunder Charm, like almost ever, to be honest. Hardly ever do, usually. I gotta say, I could pull this out and get some more MF charms if I got them around, and don't have any. Where's my best? We want to run faster. Honestly, probably won't even see a kill speed difference, to be honest. Like, without the Sunder Charm, there'll be no difference in the kill speed here. Doot. And yeah, this is no skillers either. Like, if I had skillers, this would be like so much faster. See, my armor is just a skin of the Viper Magi with a topaz in it. Skin of the Viper Magi with a topaz in it. QV up here says you got 42 faster hit recovery on a 95%, so you got 95% absorb energy shield Nova Sorc. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how many skills do I need to, if I'm at 88, I don't know if I fill those skillers up what percent I would be at here. It's behind me, it's 88, trust me. Trust me. Trust me, bro. Fire Druids are way better with a Sunder Charm. Lightning could be broken with Infinity. You don't need to break immunities for the fire skills anyways. You just don't farm everywhere in the game. Fire, you're kind of relegated mostly if you want 85 area. Stony Tombs, just wreck. Like, you don't really need to go anywhere else. Oh man, if I had a Sunder Charm right now. The one instance when it helps you out there, huh? If only. Oh no! Man, I need these Sunder Charms. Look at Noob Phil doesn't have a Sundion. Look at him. Look at him. Cost me a couple extra seconds. How much to bribe me to get a topaz in my armor? That'd be a waste of a topaz, sir. I do have a Hell Rune chilling around in here. And the S Rune sitting right there, too. Grim Skithy, let's go! Yeah, Bob, yep. I got a full inventory of 7 MFers. I do have this one skiller because I don't have any more MF charms there, to be honest. I guess we'll throw it in there just because this is literally doing nothing, so. At least on them one monsters, I guess it would help me out. The Sunder Charm on them unique monsters that have much higher lightning res every once in a while. The one monster per map. So yeah, Bobby said you got a 34 instead of a 35 Viper. You wouldn't even, if you had that, you wouldn't, I would be honest, you'll never notice a gameplay change. This guy.
Brad Kittle donated $10
Fine.
through Super Chat.
I guess in that case. Why is it saying it like that? It's saying like erst, when that's obviously ist. Very strange, AI. Very strange. Oopsie. But I got fine. I'll do it. Thank you for the $10 super chat though too. Brad, you legend. I guess for that, I'll dance for you. I'm the puppet. I'll dance for you if you pay me money. We'll get it. Oh, what am I doing? I need to one of these. I don't think it's technically perfect. Doesn't the magic damage go to like 15? Doesn't it go to something else? But that's fine. Should have an ist laying around here, huh? Okay, fine. There we go. Ist is in it. Feel better now? Thank you for the $10 super chat though, Brad. Yes, I am. This guy. Now Tyriomite's gonna pop off. Now it's coming. What if it was just right there? Just instantly. It'd be pretty cool. Also, chat, don't let me forget. I gotta get off at 3:30 and go pick my kid up from school. So if I forget the time and I don't pick her up on time, just remember it is now your guys' fault. It's now, I've obfuscated my responsibility, and it's now all your responsibility to make sure that I pick my kid up from school. So. Oop. Swamp says 13's the max on magic damage reduced on a Viper Magi. Okay, we'll just use it. Oh! My energy shield went away. If your mana gets low enough, I don't know what the cutoff is. Maybe someone of you people know. If it gets down by this hand right here behind me, if it gets right at the bottom by this hand, your energy shield disappears. And that's what happened. It went down, I took a potion, but my energy shield disappeared. Maybe I'll go get that body, I guess. I pushed it to the limit too much. And also I apparently did not get my... I didn't put this in here, which I kind of meant to, but... If it goes all the way to 0, I didn't think it went to 0 because then I would have died before, but... Oh. Get my mercenary back. This game is BS, dude. I got robbed. School season already, yeah. School season. Yeah. Where'd I die at again? Did I already teleport past it? No? Okay. Alright, now I'm mad. I'm not messing around anymore. Like, whatever that meant. Whatever that means. Anyone else getting kind of dizzy? Get some of that XP back. Yeah, that's a good point. That's the most important thing to me, for sure. But that is true. Oh, the gold on the ground. I guess that's true. I need that to... That gold is one... that's 1/6 of one gamble of a ancient armor that could be a Tyrell's Might. It's like 600 grand per or something ridiculous. God, I can't believe you guys let me die right there. It's crazy. I don't know what you guys were thinking. Don't they have buses? They don't drop. I live too close to the school to for buses. And they redid the parking lot in the school, and it's just an absolute disaster. They added in like this pickup line, and then the pickup line is unusable because there's so many people that come there all at the exact same set moment. So yeah. And also, like, your kid has no idea where you are in this, like, quarter-mile long loop. That's the pickup line. So, like, if you go in the pickup line, you end up leaving 20, 30 minutes after school lets out, and you can't get out of the parking lot because there's so many people trying to get out at the same time. So it's just, like, it's unusable, pretty much. Literally, most people park on, like, a side street, and they walk, like... really far over to the school to get go get their kid. Good old Reaper's Toll. What's this any good first? No. Perfect? Wait. Is it 240 perfect on a Reaper's Toll? I think it almost got me. Either way, Reaper's Toll, a good item to have for sure. I think it's 240 on a Reaper's Toll. Am I not mistaken? Let me hit the Google machine here. Reaper's Toll goes to... Man, I know everything. I just know everything about this game. It's 240, yeah. I just know everything. Trivia on Fridays would say otherwise. Scott 2K, statistically, if you started a new Grail right now, Hero's Might would be one of your first items. You don't say. Yeah, hopefully, daughter's only in third grade. Third grade. I don't know if third grade is old enough to have your kid walking home by themselves yet. Borderline for sure. I know I was walking home by myself back in the day, but I also lived in a little small town where you know, maybe a little bit different. I don't know. Ooh, Ethereal Reaper's Toll, but you got a almost anti-perfect roll. Sorry to hear that. That's never fun when you find like a really kind of rare to find really good item and then it hits you with the ethereal. What do we got? 20 minutes until that TZ Arcane Sanctuary too, so failed D-Web? Maybe. Should look at it and see if it was. I don't know what the durability is supposed to be on it. Any luck today, Kim? A little bit. Nothing like jaw-dropping. No YouTube thumbnail crazy yet, but... Yet. CDI says you think 4th or 5th grade? Yeah. there's definitely people. There's some kids that definitely that I see walking, like, because I go up there and I walk her home essentially. It's crazy too because I want to like ride bikes, just make it faster or whatever. But there's so many people everywhere. Like it's actually slower to ride a bike because you have to keep stopping and getting back, like stopping, putting your foot down. Excuse us, like, and you can't even like get on the bike because there's so many people everywhere. It's crazy. Just crazy. It doesn't help where I'm at too. Is the high school is right across the street from the middle school or from the elementary school. Like they're literally like face to face, so it's like even more of a disaster. Ethereal chance guards higher MF than the non-ethereal. Yeah, just make sure you don't get hit. That's the thing on hardcore. Probably ethereal items probably last forever, huh? You're always just trying not to get touched. And we'll take him out. I think it's on P7 right here. We'll see how slow it goes. Seabot, cheers, guys. Welcome in. Yo, welcome. Hello, hello. Jaw drop incoming. I wish. What do I look like? Llama? You think I got crazy luck like that? Think I just drop 3 jaw runes a day all the time? I mean, I'm only doing P7 chaos. You think I'm gonna find a rune? Come on. Bob up here a minute ago saying he got lucky with his Ethereal Reapers, rolled good, and Ethereal... Must be Death Cleaver. You said Zerker, right? Death Cleaver? Nice. I forget, my Reapers is actually in my inventory. I forget what it rolled. I think it was like 219 or something. Not too bad. Death Cleaver, I think I found a couple of those ethereal at this point, to be honest. Don't quote me on that, though. I think one's super bad, one's kind of okay. Plants them. Just growing more jaws. There you go. On an Ethereal Tomb Reaver, you say there, Tobia. That's nice. Yeah, I was trying to think if I had ever found one of those. Not sure. Probably, I think I did, but I think it was one socket, if my memory serves me right. Which it probably doesn't. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. How many times do I accidentally reset the map? I haven't... Oh, well... Hold on. Well... Lighting Fire cast rate, dang, dude. It's only level 13. Almost a good amount of gold find on it too, I guess. But it's like interesting. The poison res is almost dumb to have on there. So not quite everything. I would say an okay good ring, but not perfect. So, cool. Appreciate you, Shampoo. Thank you, thank you. So I did that one time, probably like 7 years ago, and I never did it again. I use a macro on my mouse nowadays to go to the same difficulty. There was one time, I believe maybe even in D2R, I was running Nightmare Andy, and I set my macro up to go to Nightmare, 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 Nightmare over and over again. And then I was done running Nightmare Andy, and I forgot to change my macro. and I hopped into the game, did one run, hit the button, and I was like, no, 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 no. You know? I was like John Bernthal in The Punisher, you know? Wait, 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 wait. No, 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 no. Heavy belt, legendary. Michael Luckman, back to D2 after 20 years. Legendary. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Didn't know about them macros. Yeah, I swear by it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's good. FCR Fire Res. I don't gold find, of course. If that was like a highest rolled MF on there, which is like, I don't remember if it goes to 15 on rings. On rare rings, I forget now, but I don't need this. It's kind of level 13. It's like, you know. VV, what's going on? Pickle, I'm not sure what that Eth Crystal Swords went up. Oh, went upped. You must be referring to somebody else's comment that I missed. Yeah, I had someone tell me before that using a macro was, I was an illegitimate D2 player because I use macros and it's cheating. Because you can run the maps faster by having the macro clicking buttons faster than you could click the buttons. I'm like, boy, you're really... Come on, guy, you're really stretching to attack me here. Good God. Really stretching. Oh, there's just more and more monsters. Alright, now let's check it. No sockets. Ethereal, so you could Larzik it for 4, huh? It's 759. I'm not gonna hang on to it, I guess. Him and Han here. Macros are cheating in first-person shooters. Well, I guess it depends what you're doing with them, right? Like, in any game. Like, having static maps on single player, technically you could literally abuse them so much that, like, but you're gonna set up a macro to have your character literally run like Pindle over and over again, like essentially a bot. Yeah, obviously to run a bot you have to do a little more than what you can do on a macro, but I say saving and exiting. No big deal. If macros are cheating, I don't even want to play fair. Unknown says you can actually get up to 25 MF on a rare ring. Interesting. Couldn't remember. I didn't know for sure. Yeah, if that ring had 25 MF on it, boo. Just finished out for the first time with the Singer Barb build. Any advice on farming Sunder Charms? So yeah, Sunder Charms you gotta get from, like Degenerate said there, they only come from Hell Terror Zones, from the Uniques and Champs and Act Bosses and stuff like that. Essentially all the special monsters they can drop off of. With a Singer Barb, it's going to be tough, and you do have a better chance on higher players counts too for those, I guess. So, but I wouldn't. What am I trying to say here? Only run Terror Zones that are kind of good for your character there. Like a Singer Barb, you're not going to be very good at doing like. Probably a Singer Barb for Terrorize like Chaos is probably going to be pretty tough. You might be able to do it, but especially if you're just starting out budget gear, it's going to be pretty tough. 249. Rem saying thanks to me, you beat Diablo 2 Hell with the Hammerden for my first time ever. Nice. Glad my videos help you out a little bit, but no need to thank me. I appreciate it. But yeah, every time someone says that, no needs. I should be thanking you for watching my videos. Glad they could help you out a little bit. Appreciate you. Oh, Grimal! One of these days, I'm going to get this ridiculous Ogre Maul, and it's going to be nasty. I got some pretty good ones already. An Eth-Ogrimal, I need to Zod. Would be nasty. If I could get like... just that super high ED with just Fool's Mod. Oh my gosh, it'd be so crazy. One day. One day. Cody said, just transfer to Sorc over to single player. You, gotcha. So you did the little copy trick, the hero editor copy trick? Oh boy. Poor guy. That's cool. Yeah, when you play solo most of the time anyways. So yeah, the thing is anyone asking about that, you don't actually like transfer your character over technically. A little gimmick I kind of thought up, and you can only do it for PC, but what you literally do is there's a website that's like an online character editor, and you just you perfectly recreate your character that you have online, and you just recreate it on single player. Robert Morgan just started his Nova Sorc as well. Nice. JD saying a long enough timeline, chances of getting Tyrell's Might would be 100%. You'd think. You'd think. Frederick says, you haven't found anything better than a Gull? You have a 95 Mosaic Assassin? Am I just unlucky? A little bit. It depends what you're doing, too, of course. Like, if you run, like, Meph, if you're Motric Meph over and over again, you're probably not likely to get a lot of high runes. But, yeah. I mean, honestly, I haven't found a high rune in a while here, to be honest. I don't remember. I don't even remember. Yeah, sometimes, because especially if you watch drop highlight videos and stuff like that, sometimes you'll get the idea that, like, oh look, this guy found 3 Jaw runes in a row. Like, that's not the norm, by the way. I've had days like that too. I've had weeks like that too, but it's really outside the norm. If you kind of like, you know, like someone said earlier about finding Tyrell's Might or something. If you have enough time horizon, if you draw it out long enough, you will have days like that. The example I give everybody is when I first started my D2R Holy Grail here, or not the D2R Holy Grail, but in LOD, I started a Holy Grail in LOD back in the day before D2R came out. I played offline single player for a full year and a half, a full 1.5 years before I found a Ja rune. So people will say like not to run LK or whatever, and it would have been a year and a half before I could make my Enigma in single player if I didn't run LK to make Enigma. So there's a lot of luck in it too. Usually most people consider high rune Vex or higher. So Schmilin, you got a Burr off the council. Yeah. A lot of times the council's a little too tough for people to do with like a Blizzard Sorceress that's like, maybe you got Spirit Sword, Spirit Shield with like a 3 Topaz Helm and a Stealth Armor, you know? Usually the council's a bit much to do regularly. So yeah, pretty much what to kind of wrap that answer up fully here, tie a bow on it. You could be running the wrong areas, like in the wrong way, in not finding high runes. Not wrong, but you're doing like the wrong task essentially, or you're getting unlucky. Mark making, yo, what's going on? Yeah, Thursday Slay, and I did that video earlier, wrapped that up, and I was like, you know what? I could hang out with y'all for a little bit. So that's what I did. When is the video I'm waiting on get dropped? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Jordan. Not sure. I forget. Yeah, Toby saying sometimes you find 2 high runes the same day. Sometimes it goes weeks you don't find any. True story. Oh yeah, there's the Reaper, that's Reaper's Toll. 223, not a bad roll. I'll take it. Ooh, look at that Ogre Axe. Oh my gosh. Nova on striking too. Oh my goodness, it's so great. I'm kidding, by the way. Just kidding. Well, we got a minute here. I'll once again ask y'all to hit the like button for me. Appreciate it. On YouTube. Let's look at some of the rare stuff too. Why not? Why not? Unforgiven said he horked a oh, while we're here. Horked a Zod from some of the minions by the Countess. That's crazy. There's 200. Oh boy, they're both not as good. How about that? What else rolls on here? Is it just the ED? I guess so. Just the enhanced damage. So I guess we'll get rid of this one, right? Only 1 ethereal at 192. Huh. Well, we got those in case. Just in case I want to... Well, you would never need 2, would you? 2 non-ethereal ones like that if I have an ethereal. Oh. Some ethereal Gimmers. War Shrike. Ooh, look at this. If that was just a little bit higher on the enhanced damage, it would be a blue item that would be ethereal rolled cruel with over 1,000 damage. Oh my gosh, that'd be so cool. So cool. Unfortunately, it did not, though. Should I Zod this? 20 increased attack speed, over 300 enhanced damage, 19 max. Dagger. On a dagger barb? That'd be so sick. I'm joking, by the way. 366 CD. These are some of the rare stuff I identify and then never use. It's just my inventory forever. Tomb Reaver and whatever. Dimensional Blade, not ethereal. I wish that was ethereal. but it's not. Plus, it has repair on it, which is dumb. But let's look at some items. We got a couple. Oh, it's 3 o'clock right now, so I guess we'll jump over and hit the area we're talking about here. Yeah, I'll be I'll do some caster amulets. I did a caster amulet video about 2 weeks ago, so I don't have enough to do. I always do them in blocks of 100, pretty much. So, wow, Sunder Chimes, they don't drop all the time. In Terror Zones. I don't even have this on P7 actually. Schmilin, what you said? Oh, wow, sorry, started there 6 minutes straight. You said you took you 6 or 7 months to find all of the runes for Enigma. I'm assuming maybe. I didn't catch what all the runes were for that you found. Okay, I see your comment now, Jordan. Let's see. Well done steaks. How much I enjoy well done steaks with ketchup. Yeah, that's going to be on the other channel, I think. So, let's see. Frederick said he's farming P8 terror zones, mostly selecting them by changing the clocks. Gotcha. Wow, that's what you're farm. Wow. Yeah, I guess you're just getting super unlucky, huh? 3,000 LK runs and you didn't get a single high rune. On P8, that's like unheard of. It's borderline impossible. It's not literally impossible, but that's like borderline unbelievable. Personally, I feel like I've had some bad luck at LK before, and I think the longest I ever went without getting a high rune from LK was about 1250 on runs. So 3,000 without a single high rune is like shocking. Shocking. So this setup instead of an infinity on a mercenary. So if you self-wield the infinity, you get more damage for your character. You get the conviction aura and the minus 20 or 54 enemy lightning res. That does not apply to the monsters if it's on your mercenary or your damage. But if you self-wield it, it does. So you get more damage out of it that way, and then because you don't have infinity over here, prayer, meditation, which keeps your energy up, but meditation also is a synergy for prayer, and then you have the cleansing aura up here, that is also a synergy for prayer, so that keeps my life like exploding higher anytime I lose a little bit of life. So there's like a whole, there's like 9 different reasons why, really. There's stuff over here. Eh, forget that thing. Players 1 LK worth it. I would highly recommend do not do Players 1 Lower Kuras. Like, very much so, in fact. Is this the fastest MFer in your opinion? The only thing is if you're talking specifically magic finding, it's difficult to stack a lot of magic finding on this build while you're self-wielding infinity. And then your armor, you have a Viper Magi, so you have no magic find there either. So between those two things, the item, it's hard to get past any of the Berserker Barb, pretty much, for specifically magic finding, because you can easily farm for like the rare uniques with like 700 magic find. So I guess it's going to depend on what each person's individual opinion on fastest means. Like the fastest, we'll say the fastest like farming build. I don't know, maybe. Mosaic's damage output is insane, so it's hard to really, but I don't know about the movement speed on that relative to the teleport speed on this and kill speed combined. I'm not really much of a Mosaic player either, so I can't jump this one. I thought you could. Casper, welcome in. Nathan found first high rune today. Yes, I am proud of you, indeed. Indeed. Whoops. Over there. Pickup lines getting logged. Go get your kid right now. No, I'm gonna walk up there and get her. I discovered that very quickly, even the other years, that you can literally, I can walk all the way up there and get her and walk home in less time it takes me to drive and get her. So I don't drive up there unless it's like pouring rain. And I don't want to like stand in the rain, so. Players 8 pickup line, the worst. The only thing that kind of happened better with the school is that I don't know about that much better, but the kid pickup situation is so bad that so many people started not going to pick their kid up in the school parking lot that then the school parking lot got better because there was just less people. Like I said, they park down the roads in like nearby subdivisions and stuff, so they don't have to go, and then they just walk like, you know, 1/8 of a mile to get their kid, you know? Like literally people park halfway to my house and then walk up there to get their kid and walk that halfway it is from the school to my house. They walk half that distance back to their car to then drive home. Like that's how bad it is at the school after they redid the parking lot to make it more efficient. LJD says Alliance 10.5 on the over-under for wins. Yeah, I honestly don't know. That's exactly where I'd put them at. So it's hard. I think 10.5 is an absolutely perfect line. So I wouldn't bet either one of them, to be honest. I know they won 15 or whatever last year, but that was like surprising, and I don't think any team in the division got worse than they were last year, really. So I'd say 10.5 is right where I'd put it, pretty much. Like, I would say if I had to pick, like, I wouldn't bet money, but if I had to pick one, I would say they're going to win 11 games. You know, with, you know, as much confidence as it sounds like I'm putting on that. Any LJD says any LK runs on stream anytime soon? No, I don't. I probably won't be running LK ever again in my life. Probably. I actually don't absolutely hate it, but in a way, it's kind of like if you just kind of like zone out and don't think about it, it's actually kind of like almost calming, you could say, to like just have a task. You're doing the task over and over repetitively while you're like listening to a podcast, or like maybe I'm streaming, talking to you guys because it's on stream and stuff like that. Like not fully paying attention to what I'm doing, not having to concentrate. You know, it's just kind of like, it's almost like listening to a podcast in the background, you know, something, you know, it's not too bad. Some people I know, mind numbing, I get it, but soul crushing. I don't know. Maybe for me, it harkens back to the days of factory work, where, I mean, that was my entire life, every day, all day. I don't know. I'm just kind of like used to it. Just getting my soul crushed on, you know, 8, 10, 12 hours a day on a daily basis all year long for like decades. Yeah, really, I guess I only worked in factories for like a decade and a half, so I guess decades is a bit of an exaggeration. The Vikings were second in the North with 12 wins last year. Yeah. The one thing I would say is I wouldn't be surprised if, I know a lot of people see as the Lions getting worse and like, you know, oh, their windows closed, this and that. I would guess that with the teams around us being better than they were before, in my opinion, that I wouldn't be surprised to see like the Super Bowl winner coming out of our division. I'm a big proponent in football of like, in sports in general, steel sharpens steel. That playing harder competition will make you better. More prepared. Tampa Bay winning the Super Bowl? Nah. I find that highly unlikely. Dragon, how are my Lions gonna do this year? I think they're gonna do pretty good. I think they're gonna have less wins than last year, but I think it's more of a consequence of, like I was saying, I think every other team got like either the same or a couple got a little bit better. So we'll see. A lot in the NFL comes down to injuries anyways, so. Tampa Bay pretty good this year. I mean, I don't see them being much better than they were last year. Pretty much the exact same team minus their offensive coordinator. Minus, well, Godwin was out a lot of last year. Godwin toast. Rookie coming in. Jalen McMillan broke his neck. He's probably going to be out all season. I wouldn't be surprised with how they're talking about his neck injury. Most everything else stayed the same. Found anything good? Just some little stuff here and there. Nothing crazy YouTube thumbnail shock face worthy or anything, but. Snipe, welcome in. Busy at work today, but just wanted to pop in. B-Dub, welcome in. Good old Tranks gloves. There you go. That's some godly stuff right there, right? Good item, but. LJD saying got 2 Sir from LK, then stopped. Yeah, LK is definitely one of those places, I guess, that you run, you get what you want, and you stop. For sure. Oh no! Snipe said he plays against CD, Dak, and Devontae. Yeah, I actually have Dak Prescott. On my team, on my fantasy team, he actually dropped like, and it's ADP based upon site and expert ranking or whatever, but he dropped like 3 rounds. Like for some reason, no one would draft him in my league. Like everyone took the first quarterback and no one would take the second. And eventually I was just like, okay, I guess I'll take Dak. But I took Dak and Justin Herbert like almost back to back. I think I'm starting Justin Herbert this week on my second team I drafted. Actually, why don't I pull that up? I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I like fantasy football, so. Let me pull up the team I drafted last night. Talk about a last minute draft, right? Let me pull this sucker up. You guys are going to be like, my goodness. How is your team so godly? Ooh. Dragon says, I wonder who started the shock YouTube face thumbnail thing. I don't know. Probably Mr. Beast. Everyone's like, well, he gets a lot of views. It must be because he makes this face on his thumbnail. Well, I'll do that too. So here is... Oh yeah, I have to... Let me double check here. Okay. So this is the team I drafted last night. I think this is PPR, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm going to start Justin Herbert up here instead of Dak. Jefferson, I didn't really want to take him, but I did. Brian Thomas. Cortland Sutton. Not a bad wide receiver room there. It's 10 team, by the way. 10 team. Tyron and Chuba. Okay, wide receivers. Jeez, gone. So, I don't know. It's a lot of people I usually wouldn't take, kind of, sort of, but I did. Kenneth Walker down here. He was another one that just dropped. I'm like, okay. I wanted to take, I forget what I wanted to take, but I was like, I guess I have to. So that's a crazy flex, to be honest. Kyron, Chuba, Kenneth Walker. When I took Chuba Hubbard, I was like, Chuba or Kenneth? Well, Kenneth Walker, he tweaks his ankle sometimes. And I was like, pick him up. Kittle. And then I benched Dak. And my bench is pretty meh or whatever. Darnell Mooney, me might come back. I threw Mixon on IR. I'm going to pick somebody else up. I took him with one of the last picks in the draft. And who knows if he's going to come back. So I went Jefferson. I was the 6th overall pick in a 10-team league on Yahoo. So based upon the rankings and what people took, I got Jefferson. Then I got Brian Thomas Jr. in the 2nd. So if I had the 6th pick, it'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. So Brian Thomas dropped back down to the 15th overall, I guess, to take him. And then back around at like 20-something, I took Kyron. Then it came back around. I think I took Kittle. And then Chuba. And then actually Kenneth Walker in like the 6th or something. Yeah. So yeah. Whatever like that, yeah. And then I probably came back with the next pick of Sutton. And then I don't know what I take after that. Maybe I took Dak after, or no, maybe I went Diggs and then Mason and then Dak actually, because like nobody was, yeah. Or actually, I think I took Kraft too for backup tight end, and then Dak. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. Plus, I drafted my defense, my kicker and defense in the 2nd to last round and the last round. People drafted like 7 defenses, and nobody took Denver yet. And I was like, okay. 7 defenses are gone already? I'll take Denver defense. So this is like a friends and family type of league though, by the way. So not that they don't know anything or they're dumb, or I'm not saying that, but people very much were like, I'm going to take my guys type of league, you know? Like, I want Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback. I'm taking him before anyone else can get him type of league. So, which I don't draft like that. I wait for people to kind of, you know, I see what's coming. I'm like, no, we took this guy for like 2 extra rounds. Like, you should have went in like the 4th, and I'll take him in the 6th, sure. You know, that's the kind of drafter I am. So, I don't like fall in love with people, but I do have people I like and people I faded. So, like, I wasn't taking Garrett Wilson anywhere. I wasn't going to take Breece Hall. I don't like drafting players on bad teams. That's my biggest thing. I do not draft players on bad teams. I was gonna say, except Chuba. Chuba's not on a good team. I do have Jerome Ford on my bench, so take that back. And, you know, while we're talking... Oh, it's already 3:20? Oh, my gosh. Time flies when you're having fun, huh? This is... Okay, and I'll show you guys this one, too. We talked about it the other day. This is my keeper league. So it's another 10-team. I wish they were 12-team leagues, but we've been struggling to find people to play, to be honest. So you can keep 3 keepers with no round penalty. So the first round starts off with just whoever's left over after every team's kept 3 players. So I kept from Bijan... Malik Neighbors. I drafted Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. last year. So these 3 were my keepers. And I drafted him the year before. Because I'm a beast. Jaden Daniels fell into my lap. Actually, with my first overall pick, which I had the 3rd pick, which is the equivalent of the 3rd pick in the 4th round. Because the first 3 rounds are the keepers. So I got Trey McBride. And then I came back in the next round with... I don't remember if I went Terry or Xavier Worthy. Oh, I must have been... must have been Terry and then Xavier Worthy. And then I think I went Pollard, actually. And then I was like, no one's taking Jaden Daniels in like the 5th round or something? I'll take him, I guess. And that's the 5th round after the first 3 rounds are all keepers, which is crazy. Benches, whatever, you know. Kirk instantly hurt. He instantly tweaked his hamstring after I drafted him. Thanks. Mason and Aaron Jones. Hopefully somebody just like completely fails. The other one's a workhorse. Probably not, but we'll have to see there. I was pretty sketchy about drafting both of them, but I decided that I would try it and see what happened. If it wasn't them, I was going to have to take like Tyrone Tracy or something, which is right here, which I also drafted him. If not, I'd have to take this guy that I drafted. But like, you know, someone like Travis Etienne instead of these 2, or like Tank Bigsby or something. Yeah. Femana Rodriguez, the RB1 in Washington. Nobody took him, I guess. I picked him up. San Francisco Boswell, whatever. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get out there and slay a little bit more. Yeah, the Panthers are supposed to be better this year, right? They're supposed to be. They kind of came on at the end of the year, if I'm not mistaken, right? So... Need any gear for those players? No, they're all stacked up. Shakos everywhere. Yeah, it's just football. Yeah, it's not soccer or anything. Not soccer. Soccer's hilarious. Soccer makes LeBron James look like he doesn't flop. The entire sport of soccer. So funny. But yeah. How do you think the RBs in Denver wash out? Boy, I think it's going to be a pretty even split between Dobbins and Harvey. Pretty even split. You know what's the craziest? Even crazier than Denver's? So apparently Najee Harris is officially, and what does this mean for sure on playing time? I don't know. Najee Harris was officially named the starter. He didn't even practice this season. They signed him. He blew his own eye out and then didn't practice the whole time. And they're like, yeah, you can be the starter. You're a veteran, so you're the starter. How is he starting when he hasn't practiced? I don't know. But anyways, that's the craziest one in my opinion. But yeah, I think Donovan and Harvey are going to split carries. Yeah, appreciate you, Robert. 5 more minutes. The thing is, too, is I got to pack my bag. I think I'm going to go to the gym after school here. My daughter hates going after school, but I need to get jacked and skinny, so she's going to have to bleep and deal with it. Snipe said you saw an update where Hampton's the starter. I could have swore it was I think it was last night, but they said that Najee Harris was the starter, but maybe it was fake news. Maybe it was fake news. Ah, she said there was a report from 3 hours ago. That's more up to date. Yeah, maybe. I have seen some people are quick to jump the gun on reporting stuff sometimes. Sometimes people will read, like, they'll go to, like, the website for the LA Chargers or whatever, and on the website it'll say, like, it'll have the list of starting and second running back and stuff like that. But really, those websites aren't made by the coach, you know? There's like some intern and some like media person that's responsible for controlling the websites, and they just like don't know what they're talking about, and then people just report that it's like, oh my gosh, Najee Harris is #1, kind of like I just did. So that's probably what happened. I've looked at some people's websites. I went to look at the depth chart, and it's like it says somebody's the starter who doesn't even play for the team anymore. Or there's just like a blank spot because the starter, like when Brian Robinson Jr. got traded, it was just a blank spot for who the starter was, and they didn't put anybody. You know, it just started off with #2 Eckler, #3 Rodriguez, you know, like that. Never know until first down. Kinda. There are some situations that are murky for sure. New England's going to be an interesting one, too, because I feel like they don't like Ramondre for good reason, because he fumbles all the time, right? But, or Cam Scadaboo and Tyron Tracy, really? Like, that's a little bit murky there. I know I drafted Tyron Tracy, but I would have no qualms cutting him. He's on my bench. I'd have no problem cutting him after week 1 if he played like 30% of the snaps, you know? Snipes a T. Higgins injury. History has taught you something? Yeah. Speaking of T. Higgins' injury, in a lot of best ball drafts, I would have taken the Andre Yoshabas for the same reason. He's like a double handcuff for Higgins and Chase. That's a little bit of a different game, though, best ball. Snipe said Tracy's your flex. Gotcha. Probably a little bit of a deeper league than the ones I'm in. I would rather play in 12-team leagues, but yeah, we just struggle getting more than 10 people nowadays, to be perfectly honest. Like, fantasy football has been... A lot of my friends are honestly just like, fantasy football is too boring for me nowadays. I gamble every week, and I usually gamble $250 to $500 every week on DraftKings or something, so fantasy football just doesn't have the same punch anymore. It's kind of boring. And I'm like, how do you gamble so much? Jesus Christ. Like, Fragment. So I'm 38. Started shaving my head, right around the same time, 27, 28. About the exact same time, to be honest. So looking at the time here, got to go pick the kid up from school. Mike knows what's up. Good thing you guys didn't forget, or I was gonna have to blame you for forgetting my kid at school, because it would be your guys' fault, of course, for not reminding me. I love blaming chat for everything, especially when it's the more ridiculous the thing I blame you for, the better. The more ridiculous sounding it is. So appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much for hitting the like button on YouTube. Thank you for anybody, all the channel members, anyone who super chats and things like that, even just watching the videos. Really, your guys' support makes it possible for me to keep streaming, making videos, you know, here on this channel, streaming over on Twitch and streaming on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Peace out, and keep slaying. Boo.